What is going on, guys and girls? How are you doing today? It's Angry Roleplay once again. Today I want to present you 10 minion builds for the 3.8 Blight League. I've been working really hard for this compilation and probably no one has ever done anything like that. In a 3.8 Blight League we have an absolutely crazy rework of the minions, being it summoners or not. And Necromancer has been dramatically reworked as well, so I terribly wanted to showcase some of the builds existing in the game, because some of them are strong, some of them were buffed, some of them were nerfed, but there's plenty of interesting builds out there that you probably have never ever seen, but they do exist and they need some extra attention. Without further ado, guys, let's get going. Before we go further into the video, I would like to stop for a second and thank my Patreon supporters and Twitch subscribers. You guys have no fucking idea how much I'm thankful for you. If you just stop for a second and put likes on this video and share it with your friends, it will be already an insane amount of support, and I will be forever grateful to every one of you. Thank you so much, and remember,
you, yes you, are making a difference.
the first build on the list is my own Spectre Summoner build, guys. A couple of leagues ago I terribly wanted to reinvent Spectres and see just how strong they are to keep them up to date, and I did. And since that time I keep my build up to date, and I also explored quite a lot of different Spectre possibilities as well. I also have skeletons there in the Elder Helmet on a 5 link, delivering another 1 million shaper DPS for the single target, which is quite a big thing. So that makes build practically one of the strongest Spectre builds in the game right now. At the same time, Spectres has dramatically changed in the 3.8 Blight expansion. They are not tied to the corpse level anymore, so you don't need to resummon them in the new areas. You don't need to spawn high-level corpses anymore in the Obelisk Trough or the Sheeper zones. You just level up your Spectres normally through your skill gems, and they gain levels as the skill gem levels itself. At the same time, some build-defining uniques were nerfed, like the Bones of Uller and the Vis Mortis, so it's much harder to gain extra Spectres early on. But once you level up far enough, you can pretty much gain the same amount of Spectres. Level 11 Spectre Gem gives you 2 Spectres, and level 21 gives 3 Spectres, making it pretty equal to what we have right now to what will happen in the 3.8 expansion. The build is also very strong, allows you to check a lot of different monsters in the game and use them as your own. At the same time, the build can do pretty much anything, any content in the game, including any bosses, super flexible, fantastic clear speed, as also delivers fantastic single target with the Spectres and the skeletons on top. Another build on the list is the Tahrain's Max Block Herald of Agony Gladiator. It's a very strong build and it showed up quite a long time ago, and it's probably one of the strongest single minion build out there in the game, simply because that Herald of Agony is so extremely powerful. It can single-handedly devastate and obliterate and evaporate pretty much anything in the game. And I'm honestly surprised this hasn't been touched at all, that being so powerful and, to be honest, overpowered as the just one single minion in the game, killing pretty much anything. The reason why we're running a Gladiator here is simply to stay alive in becoming extremely tanky, hitting out everything, and at the same time Gladiator offers a max block and pretty much non-damage passes through. Only Degen and Chaos damage passes through, but anything else cannot really kill you no matter what. At the same time, with the poison, with the stacking chance to poison and cyclone, allows you not only to gain life on hit through the life gain on hit support, at the same time it gaining enough poison stacks for your Herald of Agony, making it extremely powerful, gaining the buffs and the rest. So overall, it's probably one of the most popular Herald of Agony builds out there outside of my Toxic Rain Pathfinder build, and it definitely does a shit ton of damage. It's good for literally any content in the game, being it delves or bosses or clearing. Not the absolute fastest build, probably, but definitely one of the strongest, especially Herald of Agony builds out there. Check it out for sure. The next build on the list is the Spidermancer, or the Skeleton Summoner Necromancer build that I developed quite a few leagues ago, once again along with my Spectre build. I specifically wanted to concentrate on just the skeletons alone and see what they can deliver, and I was pretty much surprised. The single target in this build is absolutely fantastic, and it even surpasses the variation of Spectre plus the skeletons, simply because skeletons deliver quite a shit ton of damage out there on their own. The clear speed is not insane, but with the melee splash they still do the job, and they will also be buffed through their aggressiveness, dashing and all that stuff in the 3.8, so skeletons will absolutely deliver some crazy amount of damage in the upcoming patch. I already updated my build guide and I can see that the damage got higher, up to about 6 million shaper DPS, guys. This is no joke. At the same time, the build is extremely easy to gear for. It's probably the cheapest, most SSF friendly build for any minion build out there. That's why I can totally recommend it for SSF. It doesn't require any Spectre gear, absolutely nothing. You literally run like a chest and a 1/6 sling, and that's it. The gear is very affordable. You can get it easily on SSF. At the same time, the build can do pretty much any content. I started as level 1 and cleared everything up till Uber Elder. It was no problem at all. So cheap, reliable, fantastic build, and if you're a skeleton fan, try it out for sure. Another build that I want to showcase, and it's probably one of the coolest builds so far, is the Dominating Blow Guardian by the Pale Claw. The way the Dominating Blow works is pretty cool, guys. A Dominating Blow is a melee attack that applies a debuff. If the enemy dies within the time of the debuff, you summon Sentinels of Dominance from the corpse of the enemy, effectively turning this enemies into the Sentinels, which pretty much start rampaging and killing everything around. So the coolest thing about this is that the Sentinels actually inherit the mods of the killed monsters. So if they're killing the normal, they give nothing. If the magic, they inherit the magic mods. If you kill the rare, you get the rare Sentinels of Dominance. So they actually like a headhunter minions out there. Prior to 3.8, playing with Dominating Blow was mostly about the Guardian, simply because he had the notable passive called the Unwavering Crusade, which gave your Dominating Blow Sentinels Crusade Slam attack, but this is not the case anymore, as 3.8 gives the Crusade Slam outside of the Guardian Ascendancy, and at the same time another buff happened which gives you 25% chance to summon a normal Sentinel of Dominance by hitting the unique enemy, thus buffing this minions against the endgame bosses like the Shaper and Uber Elder, and making the build as viable as before and 200 more on top. So check it out, this build. It's very unique, it's very cool, and I'm pretty sure we'll see a lot of different variations of this build outside of the Guardian as well. Another build that I want to show you is mine once again, and this is the Elementalist build, or the Flame Golems Elementalist build. Golems are also buffed with the new type of golem called the Carrion Golem, and all other existing golems were buffed as well. The Stone Golem and the Chaos Golem were dramatically buffed and altered and revamped, so they become a little more viable now. At the same time, I believe that Flame Golems are the best types of golems right now in the game, simply because they deliver a good single target damage, as well as deliver fantastic AoE even in the very closed areas like dungeons and staircase, corridors and all that shit, while the Lightning and the Ice Golems kind of fail there in these condensed areas, but Flame Golems absolutely deliver everything. The only problem with the Elementalist build is definitely the price of the jewels, as they are incredibly expensive at the start of the league, and overall it's a pretty damn expensive build for a starting player. But at the same time, this is one of the strongest builds to kill bosses early on. I killed Adsiri at level 60 8, which was the absolutely fastest kill I've ever had in this game so far, and the leveling is absolutely ridiculously fast. This is one of the fastest leveling experience I've ever had in the game as well. Simply, you just run around and let your flame golems machine gun absolutely everything around. It is one of the coolest and one of my favorite builds, guys. It's absolutely boring for someone, but for me it's incredibly fun, and it's absolutely fantastically strong. Check out Golems, I can totally recommend. Another build on the list is the Spider Bros or the Arakaali's Fang Spidermancer Necromancer build by the Scan. The way that the build works is pretty cool. It uses the Arakaali's Fang unique dagger, which raises spiders if you kill anything. And the basic theme about the build is using the Writhing Jar to give you a worm that, when you desecrate with the spell cascade, it creates a lot of corpses. You put out the worm, kill the worm, and it sucks in the corpses around and creates 20 spiders around. So this is it. The spiders run for about 1.5 minutes on a 1 Writhing Jar usage, so they're practically infinite even against the Uber Elder fight. The build uses all minion modifiers applied to the spiders, so practically buffing them through the roof. They have absolutely fantastic clearing speed. You literally run with a phase run, and you are extremely fast. This is probably one of the fastest minion builds in the game. At the same time, the single target is fantastic, and even after the phase run nerfed, is still viable against all endgame bosses, including Uber Elder. So this is probably one of the coolest, cheapest, and funniest builds at the same time. The gameplay is practically very passive. You just run around and watch spiders fucking melting everything. Pretty much like the Golems reminds me of this. So take a look at the Spidermancer, guys. I can totally recommend it. Another build on the list is my own SRS Necromancer build, which is the Summon Raging Spirit Summoner. It uses this flaming Raging Skulls, which practically fly and destroy everything. This is one of the strongest minion types in the game right now, with the buffed minions and everything else, and the Fortify Staff, which I kind of invented to use for this build. The build overall is extremely strong, has been an absolutely amazing success. A lot of people tried it and had a lot of fun with it. I killed all Uber Elders and all bosses with this build. The single target is absolutely crazy. It even surpasses everything I've seen so far for any minion build in the game. So the build is extremely strong, fast, good for pretty much any content, and at the same time it's relatively cheap. You can only need to craft the Fortify Staff for the 7 link and you are good to go. The build only becomes stronger in a 3.8 since we can target the SRS more precisely. They actually follow the cursor where you point at and not just flying in all directions randomly. At the same time, the passives on the tree and all kind of a new conversion there happening with the new items and gloves and stuff, it makes all SRS incredibly faster and stronger. So I can totally recommend this build to absolutely everyone as one of the best league starters and one of the strongest boss killers in the game. Another build on the list is one of the most popular builds actually is for the minions, and when people start looking for the minions build, they actually find out this type of build, and this is Zombiemancer by the Kaleidoscope. What I specifically liked about this build is that the guy maximized the fuck out of zombies and it delivered quite an interesting amount of damage. Unfortunately, zombies in 3.8 are kinda questionable since Violent Dead Duel is no more, and their slam attack has pretty much a cooldown now, so I kinda doubtful that they can perma-slam now, but possibly they still can, and maybe the duel will make a return eventually, we don't really know. But this kind of build mostly uses zombies, even though we can see there are some specters and animated guardian and skeletons as well, but zombies are the main priority here, and this is as maximized zombie build as I could find. So check it out, it's really interesting, and the 3.8 zombies got pretty much an update. There's also pretty cool support gems like the Feeding Frenzy, so it can become faster. There's also the Carrying Golem, which can further buff the zombies and all that shit. So overall, zombies I think at a pretty decent spot. So if you want to play them out, check this one. Another build on the list is the Dancing Doer or Dancing Dervish build by the Bellabong. It's pretty unique, non-meta build, and it's quite powerful. At the same time, it's not really an off-meta, it's just not that popular, but it's also incredibly cool. So the base, how the build works is, once you get 15 rampage stacks, you summon this crazy Dancing Dervish spinning swords from your weapon, which is the Dancing Duel to hand and sword. So basically you spawn 2 minions which spin with like a cyclone type of an attack and just rush and destroy the fuck out of everything. It's a very cool build which I personally like very much. I haven't been able to play the build myself, but the visual looks of it looks a lot of fun. The build is pretty damn strong, but unfortunately keeping the Dervish against single target is a big problem, simply because the build relies strongly on the Writhing Jar. First you need to kill 15 kind of worms to get the 15 kills for the rampage, and then the swords show up and start killing everything. So the only problem is keeping them alive against the single target, which is the Uber Elder, and it's probably the biggest problem of the build. But for the clear speed and for the fun aspect, the build is insane. Unfortunately, the build guide probably will not be updated for the 3.8 simply because the original poster abandoned it. But I think that someone will probably take it off there and keep the build updated, because it's a lot of fun, it's pretty unique, and it should leave. The last build on the list is the Chainsaw Command Summoner, which is called Worms of Command, and the build is by Dreamscythe. This is one of the most updated builds that I found so far, even though it's not entirely fresh, but I'm pretty sure it's still working as it should be. The way that the build works is that it relies on a unique chest called the Chains of Command and the Writhing Jar. When your animated Guardian kills something, and this is a worms from the Writhing Jar, it summons the it kind of animates the weapon that it uses, thus creating the animated weapon. And when the animated weapon summoned kills pretty much anything, it summons another animated weapon. So practically that's the reason why this chest is called the Chain of Command, since you can chain animate animated weapons out of fucking nowhere. And the build is extremely strong, very cool, completely non-meta, and is pretty damn powerful. So if you want to play something absolutely unique out of the box, and this build also uses the Pathfinder Ascendancy to sustain the Infinite Writhing Jar Worm Flask. So I can definitely recommend this build, guys. It's one of a kind of experience. Try it out. Thank you. As a special extra thing, I wanted to showcase one of my oldest build guides, which is actually the absolute first build guide I've done for this game, and I did it in February 2018, and this is a Dark Pact Totems Scion build, which is the Ascendant build actually, right? So the reason why I decided to showcase this build as a bonus is because Dark Pact is actually a fucking minion. Yeah, guys, it's an abstract essence of something which is actually a minion. And I'm pretty sure that someone will show up and will recreate a good Dark Pact build at this point, simply because Necromancer Ascendancy gives +2 to all minion gems now, and with the minion Wands giving +1 to all minion gems, I think the Dark Pact will have a second birth once again, and we will see an interesting Dark Pact variations in the upcoming 3.8 Blight expansion. So this is the build I wanted to show you guys as the last one. Thank you so much. This is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I gathered 10 most up-to-date viable minion builds for you for the 3.8 Blight League. All these builds have a lot of fun, and they utilize different types of minions available in the Path of Exile right now. They are all super strong, fun. Some of them are easier to play, some of them are harder to play, but they are definitely very unique. Especially some of them, like the animated weapons build and the Dancing Dervish, I like them very much. Golems also got a buff, skeletons got a buff, zombies are very interesting and pretty much aggressive now. So overall, minions are in a good state in the 3.8. I can't wait to check what are the skill gems introduced into the expansion now. So thank you very much guys once again. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos. Thank you and see you soon. First of all, I would like to thank you very much for watching the video. Your likes and dislikes especially, as they push me forward even more. If you want to see more content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I do daily uploads of role-playing content, be it builds, guides, let's play, stream highlights, and upcoming RPG games. Also, don't forget to follow my Twitch stream to catch me live in action. I do stream daily on working days. I'm a full-time YouTube content creator and a Twitch streamer too, so if you want to support me, you can do it either from Twitch or by PayPal directly from my website angryroleplayer.com. Join my Discord channel too for a place to discuss RPG things offline, as well as follow my Twitter to be notified on any new content. If you want to get extra information like sneak peeks into upcoming videos, plans, different behind-the-scenes footage, you can also join the Unholy Army on Patreon as well, guys. Thank you very much once again for watching, listening to all this. See you soon.